The signatures for the recall of 3 JeffCo School Board members were ratified this week, and multiple candidates have already announced intentions of running for the seats. Meanwhile, TV ads begun to hit airwaves in support of Julie Williams, one of the 3 recall targets. Eric, what's your quick take?
Much to say, but I'll try to keep it quick. I think what we have to figure out in this election is whether voters out there, and there are a lot of upset voters, these signatures got signed pretty quickly. And I don't know if it's retrievable or not, but the question is whether the concern in the opposition is because of all the noise and all the unpleasantness that has been out there, or is it really on the substance of what this new board majority is trying to do and take the district? I happen to think it is as much about the noise as it is about the substance. Clearly, there's a lot of opposition on the policy level, but I'm not sure that's a majority sentiment. I think for a whole lot of voters, they're just tired of all the upheaval. And even if these 3 members are recalled, it's not an end to the noise and upheaval. Recalls, what's good for the goose, as we've seen in Colorado, can now be good for the gander, and the noise is not going to go away.
Ben, usually off-year elections are not very busy. Sounds like we're going to have a busy one this year. What do you think?
Well, I think this is probably the most interesting one there is. I mean, Eric alluded to how quickly they were able to gather signatures, really essentially 34,000 in each district in about 2 weeks with almost 0 rejections. So a very high rate of collection with no problem. I think it shows a tremendous amount of energy for some turnover on the board. I think that there is a problem with both the substance and the noise that's going on out there. My sense of it is that parents are tired of the grandstanding, they're tired of some of the abusive behavior that's gone on from the board, and they want to see a return to civility and a return to sort of a grown-up environment on that board. And I think that the recall folks and the other folks running for the open seats will be wise to stick with that message and promise an adult board to handle, really critical issues with, education and what our kids are going to be doing with themselves.
Patty, is JeffCo headed for a ruckus October?
Yes, JeffCo is, and maybe what they should do is combine with Denver's public consumption bill and allow public consumption at JeffCo board meetings, because I think then people would chill a little more. Feelings would get a little better. They've actually made some progress in JeffCo. They've got a teacher's contract out there that they're working on. They've made more progress in some areas, but it is not a civil discussion going on in JeffCo. So I think it's great that we're going to have the conversation, and let's hope after whatever happens in November, they're able to be productive and civil to each other.
Dave, wrap it up for us.
The Independence Institute is involved in criticizing and opposing the recall, so I'm not an unbiased observer. One of the accidental benefits of the recall campaign is it averted a teacher's strike that would be starting right about now, because the recall advocates, I think, probably correctly realized that a teacher's strike going along with the recall campaign would not work well. I would have signed that petition too if that's all I knew, the information on the petition. We will be trying to get out the word that a lot of, in our view, what was the claims made in those recall petitions are false.